Lines like "Gunners are goners" and remarks that Arsenal are mentally and physically jaded stung the team into their best action at the Dell. First goal after only 7 minutes, Perry Groves preferred to Merson, and Arsenal with a great start. A really competitive, physical battle, this one at the Dell. But David Rocastle this season has scored some excellent individual goals, and here's another one to add to the list. Superb stuff. Southampton now only one win in their last 19 matches, given some hope by their skipper Glenn Cockrell. A real mix-up though between Dixon and Adams, giving him the chance. But then Paul Merson, on for the injured Perry Groves, gets a tremendous third goal. Watch his reflexes as the ball is played in. Good work too here by Alan Smith. Arsenal's 10th away win. They're 6 points clear once again, and the bookies make them odds-on favourites.
The Magpies back to their mischievous ways, pilfering points from the Canaries, who played as if they'd recently run out of trill. It also happened to be one of Mirandinha's good days. His performance and 10th goal of the season personified the unpredictable nature of the occasion. Well, having learnt the Portuguese for pass it, Jim Smith has hammered the point home to his enigmatic Brazilian star, who was cleverly involved in the build-up to Liam O'Brien's clincher, his second of the week. 2-0, Newcastle.
Everton's manager Colin Harvey was furious with his side after their defeat at Newcastle. He left out Cotty, gave them extra training, and after just a minute he saw Millwall go a goal up at Goodison. Carter's cross, Cascarino the head back, and Sheringham in for his first in 10 matches. This was another bitter competitive struggle, very physical as well, and midway through the second half, a debatable penalty as Thompson goes in there. Referee John Martin was right on the spot. And it's Kevin Sheedy's left foot. 1-1 then. Everton still only won 1 of their last 10 league games.
Forest win, a mixture of the sublime and the ridiculous. Their opener beautifully set up by Nigel Clough and ruthlessly finished off by Steve Hodge. Forest on the way to their 16th win in 20 games. Only one defeat, that was at Spurs in midweek. Well, Bobby Robson was there to watch about half a dozen England candidates. Mark Wright, cool and calm. Nice and easy does it. Bobby will be impressed. Now, where did he come from? Lee Chapman, wrapping up the points. Derby's 7th home defeat.
Luton Town might well have Wembley on their minds. Their league form at the moment is dreadful, and they haven't won in Manchester this century. A couple of scrambled goals in this match. United scoring after just 3 minutes. Russell Beardsmore, Strachan's replacement, and in at the far post comes Ralph Milne. Luton just one away league goal this year, and the match really decided midway through the first half. McClare for Clayton Blackmore, Luton's 10th away defeat.
Frank McAvenny was back for West Ham at Aston Villa following his £1.25 million move from Celtic, opting for the alternative glory of saving the Hammers from relegation as opposed to joining in Arsenal's quest for the championship. West Ham had lost their 4 previous league games and had scored only 2 in 5, both to Paul Ince. Now maybe Villa weren't aware of that, maybe they were too preoccupied with McAvenny's presence, and maybe the goal of the season so far. Sheer perfection from Paul Ince.
Both Sheffield Wednesday and Queen's Park Rangers have been spending to try and get out of trouble. Spackman for the substitute Mark Falco. 65 minutes gone. Now Martin Allen has had his problems, but as long as he continues to do things like this on the pitch for Rangers, well, he might well just get the move he's after. A fine result then for QPR, but Wednesday very deep in trouble.
Well, no goals at Selhurst Park, but that was good enough to improve Charlton's position by 2 places. Gary Bannister really should have done better with that. He'd scored in the previous 2, but Coventry have now gone 5 without a win. Well, no one trying harder or unluckier than Bannister. They thought that across the line, but it hadn't. Charlton's best effort came from Steve McKenzie, who got the equaliser against Arsenal on Tuesday. This is McKenzie, off one post and the other. Steve Ogrizovic had it covered all the time.
Bernie Slavin's just about the only fellow scoring for Middlesbrough these days. Mark Barham's cross. And Slavin scores Borough's 5,000th league goal, for those of you who enjoy that sort of thing. Wimbledon equalising 10 minutes later. In fact, the Borough took a real battering throughout this game. John Scales gets their point.